Hey my Skye Savers, welcome back to my channel, or welcome. I'm Kim and this is World of Skye, a world for women and moms looking to save money and get the most bang for your buck. And today we are talking all about how to save money on travel. Things are opening and people are beginning to travel and take vacations. Personally, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love to travel, but vacations can be super expensive. So the first thing that we need to do is budget, and we also need to save for our vacations. One thing that you can do to save money throughout the year to use towards your vacations is to just buy less stuff. Just buy less stuff. Then you simply take those savings and apply them to your vacation. But as you are saving for your vacation, you still want to use some of these tips to help reduce the expenses of the vacation overall. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn how to save money on everything in life. Just, you want to save money on life? I'm your girl. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. So here are some things that you can do to reduce your vacation expenses. The first category that we're going to talk about is flights. Flights are expensive. They are not cheap, y'all. So you want to try to find the most affordable flight that you can for your vacation, because that can be a huge part of your vacation cost. Here's a few things that you can do to try to do this. The first thing is to use a universal flight tracker that will give you prices and different times for flights for all different types of airlines. This way you can best price compare what one airline has to offer you versus another. Some of my favorite tools that I use are Google Flights as well as the Hopper app. Between those two, I'm typically able to find the best deal. Never, and I mean never, just search for a flight outright and buy that first flight that comes up. If you have time, you're going to have to do a little bit of legwork, but you want to price compare and find the best and most affordable option that will work for you. Side note, listen up. When you are searching for flights on your computer or on your phone, make sure that you are clearing the cookies each time that you search for a new flight. Otherwise, you'll notice that the price of the ticket that you were just looking at has jumped up significantly. The website is tracking your activity and knowing that you're interested in getting that flight, and so they increase the price because you've been on their site looking at that specific flight before. So every time when you're doing your comparison and your price shopping, you want to continue to clear out your cookies and your history so that they're not tracking what you're doing and it's like a new fresh set of eyes and you get the lowest rate possible. Another option to save on flights is to price compare the price of a round trip ticket to 2 one-way tickets. Depending on when and where you're traveling, you may find that purchasing 2 separate tickets actually turns out to be quite a bit lower than purchasing a round trip ticket. So definitely make sure that you're looking at those 2 options, adding it up to see if it actually comes in to save you some money. Another thing that you can do to save money is fly on cheaper days throughout the week. Typically flying on a Tuesday or a Wednesday is cheaper than flying on like a Thursday or Friday or over the weekend, because less people tend to fly on those days, and so the rates come down. So if you're not tied to traveling on a specific date, then this may be a great option for you to find some savings on your flight. Another thing that you can do to save money is fly at unpopular times. So no one really wants to fly at 3 a.m. I know I don't want to fly at 3 a.m., but because of that, you can get a huge reduction in the cost of your airline fare. I mean, those flights tend to be cheap, honey. They tend to be cheap because nobody really wants to get up and fly that early. So if that doesn't bother you, just sleep on your flight. But the good news is that you can take that money that you saved on your flight and use it towards some other fun things on your vacation. And lastly, how to save regarding flights. If you are not in a rush to get to your final destination, consider a non-direct flight. So a flight with a layover or 2, depending on what the airline has scheduled, will oftentimes result in a much lower airfare cost. Why? Because the airline is trying to reward you for taking longer to get to your destination. So if that doesn't bother you, or if you're somebody that does actually enjoy, or maybe you need a layover on your flight, whatever the case is, if you choose to take a non-direct flight, you typically can save quite a bit of money. So that is another option for saving on flights. The second category that we're going to talk about saving money in when traveling is lodging. So your accommodations or where you're going to stay at. The first thing to consider is staying at a home, renting out a home or a condo or some kind of penthouse, as opposed to staying at a hotel. This works really great for people that are in large groups. You have more space, you have more amenities that you can use. You can cook your own meals if you're traveling in a large group, Or if you're someone who just doesn't like to stay in a hotel and you want to stay in a more unique space that embraces the culture that you're in and it's in your desired location, maybe you just want to have more space in a hotel room, definitely look at renting a home. It can be quite a bit cheaper than staying at a hotel. And like I said, you have more space. You can spread out. You don't have to be in this tight little box in your hotel room. So that is something to consider to save on lodging. Now, if you're a hotel person, that's cool. That's cool. Just make sure that for your hotel, you're also price comparing just like for your flights. And when searching for hotels, remember to clear your cookies. Like I said before, clear them cookies out so they're not jacking those prices up on you. We don't want that. Another way to save on lodging is if you are traveling to a place that has all-inclusive options, you may want to consider staying there. These are personally my favorite places to stay at. I love me a good all-inclusive resort. They typically include all of your meals, your snacks, your beverages, room service, fine dining at specialty restaurants, water sports, activities, and more. Everything is already all included or inclusive in the price that you've paid. What I love most is that mostly everything on that resort is already paid for ahead of time. You don't need a bunch of cash. Don't really like to travel with a bunch of money. And so this is one way to reduce the amount of cash I need to have on hand. If you've learned something helpful thus far, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. The next category that we're going to talk about is baggage. And I'm not talking about the stuff from your previous relationship. I'm talking about luggage. Baggage fees can be so expensive. They can be so expensive. Nothing grinds my gears more than baggage fees. I hate baggage fees. I really do, because it's like you've already paid a couple $100s for the flight, so why can't my bag come for free? Why can't it come with me? Okay, like it used to back in the day. You know what I mean? Let's normalize bags flying for free. That's my campaign. Comment down below if you're jumping on board with that. So to reduce your baggage costs, you definitely want to take advantage of the carry-on items and options that you have. If you can fit everything that you need for your vacation in a small carry-on suitcase as well as your personal item, then you should opt for that route. Remember, your personal item doesn't have to be like a small tiny purse. It can actually be a backpack that can carry quite a bit of stuff, or a big carry-all bag. Opt to use one of those plus a smaller suitcase that fits in the overhead bin. If you can get everything that you need for your trip into those two pieces, you won't have any additional baggage fees. Now, you have to check with your airline for their baggage rules depending on the type of ticket that you purchase and what their baggage allowance is for that specific ticket. Again, annoying, normalized. Let's just go back to I buy an airline ticket, my bags come with me, we're all good. But to save on the baggage fees, stuff those carry-on items to the max, stuff them things to the max to avoid having to check a bag. The fourth tip that I have when it comes to saving on vacations is to travel off-season and avoid the holidays. If you're looking to score a great vacation at a great price, you want to travel when everyone else isn't traveling. You can find great savings on flights, accommodations, rentals, food, tours. During slow periods, things are just cheaper. There's less people there, they know that, and so they bring the price down to entice people to come and visit them during the off season. And a bonus to traveling during off season or not on the holidays, besides saving a little bit of money, is that it's not too crowded. I love when I'm on vacation and it's not crowded. To me, that is perfect. Comment down below and let me know where your dream vacation is. I am so curious to hear where everyone wants to go. For me, it's Bora Bora. I can't wait to get there. And the last tip that I have in order to save on travel is to use a credit card that you can earn travel points for. So you can make everyday purchases or pay your bills using this credit card. And as a result, you can use those rewards that you've earned towards your travel. So this is a great tip if you can't necessarily set aside like additional money for travel. Use the rewards that you've earned from already paying for the expenses that you have, your bills, your gas, groceries, eating out, whatever it is that you're spending your money on anyway, then you just take those rewards and you use those to travel. So of course we want to be using our credit cards responsibly. Responsibly is the key. You don't want to get a credit card if you know that you're not able to handle the responsibility that comes with it. But it can be a great resource and an additional option if you don't have the ability within your budget to save for your vacation. Use your travel points, and then you can typically use those points for flights, accommodations, rental cars, there's a lot of categories that you can use your points on to reduce your travel expenses. Alrighty, those are all the tips that I have for you today. I hope that they've helped you and that you can save some money when you're traveling. Traveling is fun, but traveling can be expensive, as we know. So make sure that you use some of these tips that I share with you today to bring your costs down. And before you go and find your next vacation deal, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the little notification bell so you do not miss any future uploads from me. I do upload every single week and my videos are about saving you money in some fashion. So if you like to save money, I'm your girl. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you and I'll see you in my next video. Happy saving!